Good morning, my dear children. Today we are on the first part of chapter 11, Successors of Akbar. In this part of the chapter, we will discuss about three important rulers. First one is Jahangir, then Shah Jahan, and then Aurangzeb. This is the first part of our chapter. In this part, we will discuss about Jahangir. And Jahangir was the successor of Akbar. After Akbar's reign, Jahangir ruled the empire. His original name was Prince Salim, and when he took the empire, or when he became the ruler, he took the title Nuruddin Jahangir. And the meaning of this word is conqueror of the world. He took the title conqueror of the world, but before he took this title, already his father defeated so many places and made a huge, vast empire during that time. And he ruled that empire peacefully, and all the things, whatever new ideas which was put forward by Akbar in administration, revenue reforms, culture, tradition, everything was followed by Jahangir. So he was a ruler. He was not doing any big conquer, or he was not a person of war or anything like that. But he was famous in history because of his love for justice. So when we study about Jahangir, we usually hear the word justice along with his name because of his love for justice. So here we will start with Jahangir, his conquest. He was not a ruler or done so many things, but still his reign was from 1605 to 1627. And first we will start with the conquest and campaign of Jahangir. This Jahangir, he fought with the son of Rana Pratap, and here this war was not considered as a very big fight because Jahangir succeeded in that. It was in Mewar, it was in 1613. In this war, it was with Awadh, and in this war the Rana Amar Singh, the son of Rana Pratap, fought with Aurangzeb to fought with Jahangir to get his power and prestige, which they have already lost during the time of Akbar. So in this war, he was defeated by Jahangir, and that was the only fight which we see. And the next one was with Ahmednagar. In this fight with Ahmednagar, Jahangir personally fought the war. This war was fought by his son Shah Jahan, and they succeeded in that, and Ahmednagar also was included in their country. So when we talk about the conquest during the time of Jahangir, it was a very small portion because they didn't wage any very big war. Coming to the next portion, that is Noor Jahan. This was a lady who came to the life of Jahangir in 1611. She married him. Before that, she was already married, and Jahangir killed her husband and then married her. And he, after becoming the Begum, she was given a title as Padsha Begum, or the main wife of Jahangir. And when he fell ill, she was the person who was looking after the empire. She was taking all the decisions. It is said that she was a very intelligent lady, and she took all the title or all the power in her hand and started ruling the empire. So till the death of Jahangir, she was the person who was behind him, and she was ruling the empire. Now coming towards the administration of his empire, we cannot see anything new in his empire in the case of administration. Everything what was made by Akbar was followed by him. The only important thing which we have done is that he was a person who loves justice. So he tied a bell on his palace, and everybody was free to pull that if they feel that their rights are denied. So if any official is going against the will and wish of any of the subject, they can go and pull the rope of that bell at any time, and they will get justice, because it is said that during that time Jahangir will come and ask them, and then he will solve the problem. So this bell of justice, or this chain of justice, was considered as the most important thing which make Jahangir a famous Mughal emperor. Now coming towards his relation with Europeans, he was a person who made good relation, or who was having good relation with the Europeans. When Akbar was ruling the empire, during that time itself, Britishers and the Europeans start coming towards India for getting wealth, or they know about the tremendous wealth of India, and along with that getting spices, they started their voyage to India and they came to India. And Jahangir also followed a good relation with Europeans, and when they asked for getting a place for starting their business in Surat, he gave them space, he gave them all the authorities, and he helped them to start their business. During that time, two important Englishmen like John Hawkins and Thomas Roy, they came to India, and they were ambassadors of King of England. His name was King James I. He came to India. These two ambassadors of James I came to India, and then they were welcomed by him, and they were given place for starting their business or starting their colony in India. So when we talk about Jahangir, we can see that he was a person who was not having any, or we cannot call him as a versatile genius or a very great personality, but by following the footsteps of his father, he ruled the empire in a very good manner. And there was not so many good things or remarkable things happened during his time. Only very few things have happened that we have discussed here. And after this small PowerPoint is also attached, you can see some important points in that. You can learn that. And then the last fill-up questions are also added. That also you can read and you can learn. Thank you.
Let's continue with the summary of the topic. Jahangir. Akbar was succeeded by his eldest son, Prince Salim, who assumed the title Nuruddin Jahangir. Nuruddin Jahangir means conqueror of the world. He inherited one of the largest and most prosperous kingdom of the medieval period. The empire was very strong, so Jahangir did not have to face any crisis except the rebellion by his eldest son, Khusro. So his eldest son was Khusro, and later his son Khurram became the ruler. He was later called as Shah Jahan. Conquest and campaign. Jahangir strengthened Mughal control over Bengal and conquered Kangra and Awadh. In 1613, he sent an expedition against Rana Amar Singh of Mewar, the son of Rana Pratap, who had refused to accept Mughal suzerainty. Jahangir also sent several expeditions to conquer the state of Ahmadnagar and to enforce his authority in Deccan. Later, Prince Khurram conquered Ahmadnagar. This Prince Khurram is Shah Jahan. Next important topic which we have to discuss. When we discuss about Jahangir, the name comes, it's a very important name which we have to study about, is Noor Jahan. Jahangir married Noor Jahan in 1611. Her original name was Mehru Nizam. Jahangir made her his chief queen and gave her the title of Noor Jahan, meaning light of the world. She was promoted to the status of Padshah Begum. She was promoted as a Padshah Begum. During the last 16 years of Jahangir's life, the entire administration was in her hand. She retired from court life after the death of Jahangir in 1627. Administration. Jahangir followed the system of administration introduced by Akbar. He also introduced some reforms like abolition of transit and custom duties and banned the use of wine and tobacco. He continued his father's policy of matrimonial alliance with Rajputs. Jahangir is famous in history for his love for justice. He constructed a long golden chain with belt which was tied to the wall of the palace. Anyone unjustly treated by the government officials could pull the chain and make his complaint. Jahangir used to listen to the complaint and solve the problem. That is a very important point about Jahangir. He was considered as a person who loved justice. For that, he also hanged a bell which could be pulled by anyone at any time for justice. Art and architecture. Jahangir was a patron of learning and arts such as poetry, architecture, music, painting, etc. He was a scholar of sociology, botany, and medicine. He made his memoirs called Tuzuk-e-Jahangiri was written in Persian and a valuable source of information about him and his reign. Miniature painting became popular during his time. Jahangir completed Akbar's tomb at Sikandra. So Akbar's tomb is at Sikandra and it was completed by Jahangir. Now Jahangir's relation with the Europeans. It was during Akbar's rule that the Portuguese had established trade center in India. During the reign of Jahangir, the British made their first attempt to obtain trade rights in India. Two Englishmen, John Hawkins and Sir Thomas Roy, came to India as ambassadors of King James I of England. Sir Thomas Roy persuaded Jahangir to give trade concessions to British traders and also got the permission to set up a factory at Surat. So, this is all about the first part of our chapter, Jahangir. And in the second part, we'll study about Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb and a little bit of that Rajputs with Shivaji. And now in this part we'll see some 6 fill-up questions which you can write in your copy and you can learn. Akbar was succeeded by his eldest son Dash. Dash was the original name of Noor Jahan. Dash introduced some reforms like abolition of transit and custom duties. Fourth question. Dash is famous in history for his love for justice. 5. Jahangir completed Akbar's tomb at Dash. Jahangir's memories Dash was written in Persian. So these are some questions. And now the third semester chapters, we have already finished 2 chapters and this is our third chapter. So test questions of the previous 2 chapters will be uploaded in this YouTube channel. You can watch that. You can try to write the questions after learning. Thank you.